a nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm one westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes, there's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home and change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. They can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the swab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the swab in my whole life. My whole life.
Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it, you converted, this is not for you. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it, you converted, this is not for you. Handle lights and teddy bears, I'm trying to leave your block romantic. Flicking off the hip, I leave a scene looking like I'm dancing. Ain't one Westworld, best believe we not gon' stamp it. Titties on a drum, the stick figure looking outstanding. Rip his top with the hands of the Lord, call that God tears. Send a spear right to the sky and watch his front tear. I'm that nigga cause I run with them niggas, so let's get that clear. Don't question who say I'm the GOAT, I tell them God did. Order to be the best, you gotta beat the best. To me that's suicide, of course I sound cocky to a glizzy eater, fuck your pride. Don't need a horoscope to see I'm a star, so fuck your sign. You can believe in anything you want, but as for me and mine, God mode, I am what I am, so let's just keep in mind. Don't wanna be like Yaya Kyrie, they wanna be like I. She said she lost until she found me, and then she found a tribe, and then I make a bout face until she called me out of wine. The weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it, you converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for it. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. The way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Wartime, no questions asked, we come and find you. His problems, my problems, and I'm standing behind you. Stepping with style, I'm standing on shit of my product. I take on the crowd, tell them all, throw in the towel. Half moon with a silencer, make it sound like a howl. We the shit, we about movements with a growl. Heavy is the head with the crown, when I take it I'm proud. I get the order, bring my sword back wet with a smile, nigga. I'm an Israelite rapper, nigga. Would never hit his wife, but I'll go at you. I make commitments to a gun if I'm talking about a tantrums. Nigga said he a stand-up dude, that mean we laughing, nigga. Jumped on the beat, start snapping, you leaving fractures. Red and green bean, I'm Gucci, you thinking fashion. Dad go shoot for the green, and I ain't talking St. Patrick. You screaming all lives, I'm screaming all guns matter. Keep it biblical, talking in parables, cause it matter. If I say bring Jake up, I'm talking about a ladder. He was the wave till I came with the fire, no John the Baptist. Who cared you did it first? You should be worried about who after. I'm connected in any habitat, shit I adapted. Nose job on a brand new snub is all plastic. That's why I show up the court with jeans on, I'm never slacking. You a rapper turned Israelite, I'm an Israelite rapping. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. No way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Weapons of our warfare is not carnal, I was born in it. You converted, this is not for you. Leave an imprint of my legacy with a spot for you. The way you can endure to the end if you not loyal. Wartime, no questions asked, we come and find you. His problems, my problem. Stepping with style, I'm standing on shit of my product. I take on the crowd, tell them all, throw in the towel. Throw in the towel. Heavy is the head with the crown, when I take it I'm proud. I get the order, bring my sword back wet with a smile, nigga.
Bust their head.
ODing on the beat, Narcan flow. Got my... We outside. We outside with it. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I got the world in the palm of my hand. One west sleeve stretch, do it live on the gram. Had a whole world viewing, click and subscribe. Had them niggas off the block, tell them shooters they want a job. I just put them on the payroll. When I get control them, I just mold them like they Play-Doh. Soldiers giving halos, trying to get up at them pesos. 40 cows send you out of space, Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, leave you all boxed up, all cause my delivery. I be on that prime shit, take you time to get with me. Got me like Vladimir, treat you like the Ukraine. Invade your little city, now you boating like Usain. Scope costs more than the rifle, I got new aim. Fresh kick, spit with the blick, not my shoe game. Used to have a dirty 30 tied to a shoestring. Now I got that Ruger 5 and 7, that's my boot thing. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. That temperature's getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the store, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, cause we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. The Glock loaded, extra mag and it's outside. There's one west for that bag and we outside. We outside. I don't talk hardly, be there when you call me. Send them Philly clippers at your head like a baldy. Chopper get to roaring down your block like a Harley. No, this ain't a big hog, this the big dog.
In your city, swinging through the jungle like it's pitfall. In the water wading, marching to my cadence. Big bursts of thunder in my hands like I'm reading. Shitty Mortal Kombat sounds, but I ain't playing.
Look 'em in the eye before the war like a weigh-in. I'm up in the AM, politicking movements with that Draco from the vid because it's proven. Waiting on my brother how to bid, he ain't do shit. That's how life go. Win some, you lose. Seen a little nigga beat a big nigga out his shoes. Seen that nigga come back, pull up with a gun strap, rob everybody outside, told him run that. We outside. outside. That temperature getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in the club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. Before the COVID had the mask and we was outside. My Glock loaded extra mag and it's outside. It's 1 West for that bag and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. That temperature getting hot, we take it outside. You run your mouth up in this club, we take it outside. I got my killers with me, you won't make it outside. We outside, outside, and we outside. Outside, outside, yeah, we outside. We outside, outside, yeah, we outside. It's 1 West on them corners and we outside. We outside, outside with it.
All right, clap it up. This is the Isupk, starting out of 1 West on 25th Street, Harlem, New York. This is the Monday night Brotherhood class. My name is Officer Kaziawan. I got Officer of 1000 Ramawan holding down Shema with me today. 1 second. And, you know, the one thing that we've been trying to force down the throats of Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians is us joining the so-called oppressor is what's been destroying our communities, our neighborhoods. When we were segregated before the 1960s, we had prominent communities, we had prominent neighborhoods, we had colleges, we had Black Wall Street, which was so dangerously successful for us that the oppressor had to find a way to destroy our success in those Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma. And you know, once we start to realize that separating from this evil beast is what's going to cause us to be successful as we were in those times of segregation, that's when we'll start seeing the flourishment of our Black and Hispanic communities. Right now, we are still getting gunned down, not only by ourselves, which I know a lot of people say, well, it's Blacks killing Blacks, but this is a learned behavior that Blacks and Hispanics learn to try to pull themselves out of the hood. It's the same way that the oppressor has taught us how to pull yourself up, how to get what you want. You can tell by how they go over to Iraq and Iran and destroy everything for some oil. When they want something, they know that they just go and bully it from the person who they want it from, and that's a tactic that the oppressor has put on us. And the worst part about it is we're using it on ourselves. You understand? Like, even the oppressor don't use these tactics on their own. You understand? They use it on, other societies to try to gain from those societies. In Black and Hispanic neighborhoods, we are being destroyed, and we're being destroyed by ourselves by using the learned tactics of the so-called oppressor. You understand? If you can, Barbara Kashar. Give me Lamentations 4 and 8, if you could, sure. Now I'm selecting 4 and 18. And it's something that's so reoccurring. I look at a lot of documentaries and a lot of stuff from the past. And I look at a lot of these things, police brutalities and the stuff that the oppressor has done to the Black and Hispanic man that was happening in the 60s and was happening in the 70s and was happening in the 80s. And we, for some reason, we believe that we've had some type of progress with this devil, man. And this devil does not want us to be successful. They want us under their feet the exact same way we are right now. And it's been this way for 400 years. They have never given us the ability to be able to stand side by side with them. So for us to even say that we want to be equal is just, it's a fairy tale, it's a fantasy. It's something that the oppressor will never allow us to do. You understand? And any reasonable man would understand that they will want themselves, their race, their forefathers, what their forefathers built, to be ahead of everybody else. And that's just something that, you understand, we don't understand as blacks and Hispanics. You understand? Before you give me that, give me slide. Give me bear with me for 1 second, Salakia. Give me 1 Corinthians 9:24. You understand? That's what's so great about, these scriptures. These scriptures teaches us how to be successful. It teaches us something that should be so simple to every other person, but yet blacks and Hispanics don't understand this concept. You understand? You got the little black boy who just got killed, not killed but shot, going to pick up his younger brother by an 80-year-old oppressor. You understand? And this is it. What's so disgusting about that is the young brother went to the wrong house, and the first thing that the oppressor knows to do when they see black people come to their house is just shoot lights out. You understand? They don't even grasp the concept that this is a young man. This is a young boy. You understand? They just shoot first and ask questions later, because they understand that you are a threat to their race, and they know that the only way that they can control that threat is by making sure that they instill fear into your heart by shooting your young man down. Now this oppressor had no respect to man, because this was a young boy. I don't know, did it have his age or that? Slide. Hey, sure, I'm oppressor. I was told not to, sir. Kariashi said they're using police sometimes. They borders off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I told them. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll grab the mark. Mm-hmm. Okay, come. Okay, come on, sir. I'm if I could, can I give you a call back? I'm teaching class. Oh, okay. Flying across it. Slack it. Go ahead with that verse.
You said 1 Corinthians.
1 Corinthians 9:24.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all.
He says, know ye not that those who run in a race run ye all. This is talking about your race. You blacks, whites, Chinese, Africans, we are all different races. This called a race for a reason, because everybody wants to be at the top. Everybody wants to be the winner of the race. Everybody wants their people to be the most successful in this race. You understand? They don't call race for no reason. The race, because they know that we don't understand, but whites the oppressor, Africans, Chinese people, they understand that they are in this is a contest. You understand? And this contest means the only way that what their forefathers built can be successful is they don't allow something else to come in and threaten what their forefathers built. You understand? What George Washington built. George Washington was a slave master. He owned slaves, but yet we still have statues of George Washington in Washington, D.C. We still have pictures and things in Chicago. You understand? We have things reverencing these slave masters. The forefathers are the same people who had our foreparents in slavery. You understand? So this race, yes, we all run this race. This is what this is saying. We run it all. Read.
Come on. But one receiveth the prize.
But what?
But one receiveth the prize.
But only one receives the prize. You understand? And while we trying to be equal and join hand in hand and be on the same level as the oppressor, the Lord understands that this is a race. This is why he chose to put us above all people, because he knew that it was a contest and he always wins. You understand? That's why it says until we come back into our Father's law, statutes, and commandments and start doing them, we're going to be at the bottom of every society. We're not going to be the ones who's winning the contest, the race that everybody else is so desperately trying to win. That you want to know why China doesn't mind going to war with America? Because it wants to show you that China is a contender for winning the race. You understand? South Africa just joined alliances with Russia. You know why? Because South Africa wants to show the world that no one's afraid of the big bad wolf. That everybody who's so scared of America, they want to show that their people are more suitable to run this world. You understand? And we the only ones who stuck looking for equality. You understand? Read. Slide.
Verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Mm-hmm. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible.
They do it to try to get a corruptible crown, a crown that can be corrupt. Their crown comes from. It's just like we in the hoods and we killing each other to be the king of New York, the king of Chicago. We selling drugs and we destroying ourselves for a corruptible crown when we supposed to be looking for a crown that's incorruptible, which is when you follow the law, statutes, and commandments, you're gonna have rulership in this earth. You're gonna have some authority. That's a crown that's incorruptible. That's one that no one can take that away from you because you did it in righteousness. You understand? You help build your people up. You understand? You help feed and bring the health Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians mentally and physically in this earth. And that's something that every Black and Hispanic man should want to do. It is your duty to help build your race of people. You understand? So we can win the contest for once. So we not down at the bottom of every society in the earth. Blacks and Hispanics, North American Indians. You have the Blacks in ghettos. You have the Hispanics in the barrios, and then you have the Native American Indians on reservations pushed in the corner when this whole land was theirs at one point in time. You understand? How did they become so destroyed? It's because we wanted to join our oppressors. You can thank Martin Luther King for the destruction of Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians. You can give good old Martin Luther King a hand because what he did, what he thought he was doing was he thought he was helping us. You understand? By joining us in with this filthy bastard. But what he really did was he harmed the Black and Hispanic neighborhood worse than ever, because he joined us to a monster. You understand? All this to go and drink from a fountain, to use a bathroom. You understand? All this to join hand in hand because he loved white women. You understand? He wanted in all actuality, he felt like he was going to build up the race of Blacks and Hispanics when all he did was put us even more farther under their feet, man. You understand? Like, give me what I have. Limitation 418. Yeah, let me get that. Blacks and Hispanics have to realize that the only way to build our society back up and our kingdom back is by following the law, statutes, and commandments, and we have to come together. Like the whole narrative of the story is watching us fight each other. And as long as we continue to kill one another and steal from one another and rob and do all these treacherous things towards one another, we can never see a future where we can build up our own people because we're so busy being selfish. You understand? Christ came to show us how to be selfless. You understand? That was the whole gist of Christ, was showing you how to love your brother like you love yourself. And how to be selfless, you understand? How to care about your brothers and your sisters so you can help build everybody up at one time and not just try to build yourself up. You understand? Like, go ahead.
You want me to start 17 or 18?
Let me get that with you. You can start at 17. Yeah, start at 17.
Come. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 17.
Hold on. Start at 16.
Lamentations chapter 4, verse 16. The anger of the Lord hath divided them. He will no longer regard them.
The anger of the Lord has divided us. Because we don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, what do you think all these laws were about? These laws were about, you understand, keeping us together. And because the anger of the Lord is we didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, that's why in Deuteronomy 28, where it says your brother, you'll have a tender eye towards your brother, you understand? And now look at us today, we're divided. Blacks and Hispanics don't even know that we're the same family. You understand? You can't find a Native American Indian because they pushed them into the corners of the earth. You understand? The Lord's anger has divided us from not following these law, statutes, and commandments that He's given us, and He has no regard for us. You understand? Read.
They respect not the persons of the priests. Mm-hmm. Of the priests. They favor not the elders.
They don't respect us. We just went out on the Magnificent Mile, and the priest was out there, teaching and being an alarm for blacks and Hispanics, and nobody had any respect for us. You had the Jewish boy, the little devil, who kept trying to run up on the camp, and of course, with our professional priests that we have, we didn't allow that to happen. But no one respects the priests of the Lord. No one cares that we out here trying to wake up our people. And the oppressor definitely don't care that you're trying to wake your people up. They're going to do everything they can to stop you from doing that, to destroy your game plan, and to continue to win their race. You understand? Read.
Okay, verse 17. As for us, our eyes has yet failed for our vain help.
Our eyes have yet failed for the vain help that we've gotten from Martin Luther King. You understand? From Al Sharpton, from Bishop T.D. Jakes. Bishop T.D. Jakes he's getting more flaming as he gets older. The older he gets, his pants gets tighter. These brothers is just they destroying us. They got a mega $1 million churches, and Kirk Franklin's walking around here with makeup on and prancing around the stage as if no one knows that he has a feminine spirit on him. You understand? This is the help that we have in Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. We have brothers trying to join us into the same people who wants to see us dead, who wants to see us murdered and destroyed. You understand? It's been like that for over 400 years now. And yet we still have these same supposedly Christian leaders, these Christian pastors who's telling us the same song and dance that they've been telling us when the oppressor set up the whole system of us listening to the Christian pastor. You understand? Where we were only allowed to read certain scriptures, and in church today, we are still in the same position. They will not tell you that the Lord is a man of war. Because if he tells you that the Lord is a man of war, then he loses pushing the feminine spirit onto our black men. You understand? He's gonna read over Judah mourning the gates thereof language because and they're black. He's gonna skip right over that, because as soon as a black man realizes that the most what do you want, influential black man to ever walk the face of the earth was Jesus Christ, then guess what kind of power that gives the black man? Because we've been raised that blonde hair, blue-eyed homosexual Caesar Borgia was Jesus Christ. So now we have to look up to every white man, every man oppressor with blonde hair and blue eyes, and say, if I kill him, I kill Christ. You know how much that destroys your people, man? That you can have no regard for your own people, but when you see this blonde hair, blue-eyed white man, you have to give him his respect. Because your grandma and your granddaddy taught you that this white man has more power than you do. You understand? And that's how the Christian pastor has destroyed you. They have destroyed you because they make you think that you have to be so passive and compassionate for everybody, because they teach you that God loves everybody. When the Bible says only Israel is who he cares about and who he has any love for. Every other nation is like spit to him. But as soon as you start to realize who you really are, as soon as these prophets that go out every week to be your alarm start raising brothers up, you're gonna see a change in this society, man. You understand? You're gonna see the change, and when Christ returns, Christ is coming to show you exactly what type of brother he is. He ain't gonna look like that blue-eyed, blonde-haired picture on your grandma's wall. He's gonna come and he's gonna be a black man, and he's gonna come for war. You understand? Go ahead, you can keep more.
Okay. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
We watching the oppressors is the reason we got Section 8s, and they make sure we fed, and we think that, you know, calling out to this other nation, just like Martin Luther King did, is gonna save us. He thought joining the oppressor was gonna save us. You understand? But we can't be saved. You can't put, I say this all the time, you can't put a sheep in the cage with a lion. That sheep will not make it. The lion's gonna get hungry and he's gonna devour him. He's gonna destroy that sheep. You understand? Because even the sheep knows that there's no coming together with the lions. He knows that there's no equality, because he knows that the lion is more powerful than him. He has more power in his might than the sheep. So the sheep runs. Why can't blacks and Hispanics understand the concept of get away from these monsters? You stick with your kind. You understand? Lions stick with lions. Even if a leopard they both cats, but lions, no leopards don't belong in their group. Blacks and Hispanics, North American Indians do not understand the concept that this is a race and every other nation has their own. We're the only ones who want to join everybody. You understand? And what happens when we join everybody is we get murdered, we get killed, we get destroyed. You understand? This is what happens when we listen to Martin Luther King and join these other nations. Read.
Okay. Verse 18. They hunt our steps.
They what?
They hunt our steps.
They hunt our steps. This is what happened to that young boy when he went to go look for his brother. When he went to go pick his brother up and accidentally went to the wrong house. You understand? This young man is doing a duty of going to, you know, get his younger brother, and he gets shot, because the Bible says they hunt our steps. They can't wait to pull the trigger on us. You understand? What's his name? Ahmaud Arbery. Taking a jog, and you get two oppressors who want to jump in a pickup truck like they in Mississippi in the 1960s. They're going to run this brother down, man, and shoot this brother to death because they hunt our steps. Martin Luther King, he joined us to this monster. for them to be able to hunt us every single day. The police department in every black neighborhood is made up of a lot of oppressors who don't understand your battle. You understand? They don't understand the battle of the black and Hispanic man. So it's so easy to just shoot us down because they don't even see us as people. But as soon as little Timmy get out of order, little Timmy can jump in the car. Little Timmy can jump in the squad car and pull off. Little Timmy can hold a gun up to every one of the police officers. They will not shoot until he shoots. But yet, you know, a black and Hispanic driving with a broken tail light gets murdered because the Bible says they hunt our steps. This is a hunting tactic. You understand? Read.
And like I was gonna say, and on top of it, little Timmy, it's gonna be looked at as a mental illness. It's not gonna be looked at as a form of savagery like they see blacks and Hispanics. Anything we do outside of not doing exactly to the T-Day order, they look at it as savagery. Like we going against, you know, our master. In their eyes, that's what it is. And that's what blacks and Hispanics don't understand. We're not gonna get those same. We ain't gonna get those same, you know, how you want to put it, like
the discretion,
the slap on the wrist, you know, we ain't gonna get that from our. This society is not made for us to succeed in, and it's not made for us to get second chances. How do we know that? Prison system, slavery. That teaches you that there's no second chance for a black or Hispanic man in America. The only people who's able to have second chances in America are European Americans of their own race. This is built for them to have second chances. You know what I'm saying? That's why they can undermine taxes. They can undermine jail sentences. They can get lawyers without having to have money, you know, just by word of mouth for people they know. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that because our second chances, we only have one way to have a second chance, and that's to go and, you know, get back into our regular culture, which is the Bible, and come together like Zephaniah 2:1 says.
Damn right. So now that's an excellent point. And that brings me to this. You notice that when Trayvon Martin got killed, what's that evil bastard who killed Trayvon Martin?
Jason Van.
It ain't Van Dyke.
No, it's George Zimmerman.
George Zimmerman got millions and millions of dollars to cover his court cases and support after killing this young man. You understand? All these cop-involved shootings of unarmed black men. Laquan McDonald. Like, all these brothers get support. They get support from their people. Whether you believe it or not, you can get shot by a police officer 16 times, and the rest of your nation will have your back. Now, ask those 5 black officers who killed that young brother. Did the fraternal order have their back? Did they get millions of dollars to support them? Because us trying to be them and join them, they have just what the brother was saying. These brothers have leniency on their own people. They understand. They have an understanding of why their people feel a certain way. Why did that white police officer kill that black boy? Because the rest of the world understands, to them, black people are a threat. The rest of the white society understands that. You understand? When those 5 black police officers killed that black man, guess what it looked like to them? It looked like thugs in the hood. They didn't get the same remorse that those white officers got. They got none of that remorse. Those black officers got treated like thugs because everybody in the white society looks at black people as thugs, as a threat to them. And what's better than getting one brother off the street, taking 6?
Salagi, if I may.
Go ahead.
And on top of it, what else did it do? It also validated everything that America wants to see black people look like. It wants us to look like monsters. Guess what? We look like monsters in the police department. We look like monsters on the street. We look like monsters in the church. Like, they prove every single day that, first off, the Lord told us not to do certain things, and we do it, and we don't understand the reason we get the punishment behind it is because our oppressor is our whipping stick. Everything that we do wrong, our oppressor is gonna make it look bigger than anything in the whole world.
It get magnified.
It get magnified, and that's the goal. I mean, that's the job of the oppressor, is to magnify everything that we do wrong. Now, it's going to be a point in time where once we get together and do what we're supposed to, they're going to have to magnify the fact that we God's chosen people.
Damn right.
But we just got to. We ain't there yet. You know, until we stop worrying about freak nicks and we stop worrying about, you know, what the next, you know, our oppressor doing and what they doing. Until we learn that we need to come together instead of worry about our oppressor and being equal with somebody, we ain't gonna never get out this hellhole. We're gonna continue to be, you know, savages. We're gonna continue to be, you know, monsters in America.
Good night. He hit on something. This freak dick thing, man. Hulu finna make they finna make millions and millions of dollars on watching your mama strip butt naked in the streets. Remember that. Go ahead.
That's so heavy you even brought that up, because we just talking about how America is going to magnify everything we do. I know I ain't the only brother that remember all the Girl Gone Wild videos with the oppressive women. They was worse than we was.
Damn right.
Why they ain't magnifying that through Hulu? Why they don't magnify the things, you know, that our oppressor does? Because why? That lets you know we are the special people of the Most High. The only way that they can keep us down is to show us our faults and make our faults look worse than theirs. I'm waiting. I mean, I ain't gonna watch it, of course. I ain't even gonna watch the freak dick thing, but you know, it's terrible that we look at one night in Atlanta, or a time in Atlanta in the 90s when they was making these Girl Gone Wild videos in these colleges, and they was doing all kinds of stuff.
Right. That's the horrible part about it. You understand? Blacks and Hispanics in our normal in our normal sense of mind, we felt that we had to be better than the Girls Gone Wild tapes. So we had to do something that was a little bit better than what they was doing. This is what we thought. Now, what makes you think as a black woman and as a black man that you can go into the streets of Atlanta, show every piece and part of your body, have sex with anything you want to have sex with, and that's not destroying your people? You didn't think that one day somebody was going to show these videos? You're going to be 50 years old, and your son is going to be watching you with your butthole split wide open in the middle of the street. Your grandkids. You understand? This is something that's so vile, man, and this just goes along with what we saying now. You understand? We're going to get held accountable for everything that we do. Girls Gone Wild, they won't get held accountable. Becky is going to be a 50, 60-year-old woman, and nobody's going to know that Becky had her crack out, her breasts out, and everything just all out in the middle everywhere. But yet Hulu decides to make money off Black and Hispanic going down here and having these freak nicks. Freak nicks happen what, once a year?
Yeah, they originally wasn't exactly like what we see now. They was originally just parties, you know, just college. They was college parties because it was during the spring break of colleges, and it was historically Black colleges, like you got the Clark universities and stuff. But then it became a free. It was originally just a party for you know, brothers and sisters to have fun. They didn't go all the way back home. They didn't have a lot of money, so they just stayed there, partied, and kicked it.
Right.
But then, of course, how we are, you know, we us being the salt of the earth, it works in our favor sometimes, and it also works outside of our favor. So, you know, and we decided to put a little bit of more seasoning salt on the party, and that's why, you know, look that way to us. But it's just so sad because now instead of us looking at this Hulu thing and saying, dang, this really crushed us. We took an L on this one. Like, instead of our people saying that, you know what they said? Oh, and we should have another freak dick. Like,
and this is what's gonna rev. This is gonna rev this right back up. This is gonna rev a freak dick back up. We already look. I hate to say this, but Blacks and Hispanic, we are already like some of the most disgusting when it comes to sexuality. We want to have sex with dogs, cats, men, women, anything you want to have. Like I was watching some show. It might have been on TikTok or something, where the chick was like, the sister Salakia. The brother was like, hey, how much do it cost for? How much is it for a night with you? And she was like $1,000. And then she was like, he was like $1,000. He was like, yeah, you know, you gonna get all this. You gonna at least have to pay me $1,000. These women don't even understand that your worth is way more than $1,000. Look how simple minded you are, that you would let a man put his rod inside of you. You don't know if this brother is clean. You don't know if he got a disease. For $1,000, you willing to let any man just put their rod in you. You just met the brother. You understand? And that ideology, that mindset comes from the oppressor. Whether you believe it or not, we blacks in slavery, we were some of the most respectable people when it came to our bodies.
Right.
You understand? The oppressor forced a lot of our women into having multiple marriages. You understand? So when the man got killed, or when the man got traded to a different house, or when the man couldn't have babies no more, or anything like that, they would marry that woman to another man, to another slave, so she could have, because it was a business. You understand? So in order to make sure that your business thrives, you have to make sure that you continue to keep kids, keep children that's gonna raise up and be strong men that can pick your cotton and do all these things that you needed them to do for the necessity of your business. You understand? This is the same thing that's being done to our women now. Now they just took the chains off of it. What the scriptures say, you ain't, and I'm paraphrasing, you ain't gonna no longer need the yoke of iron around your neck, because now your mental function is that this is what I need to do. You already know what to do. You understand? It's been built inside of you now. Now women don't have to be forced to be whores anymore. When that oppressor used to rape our foremothers right in front of their husbands, you understand? That don't need to happen anymore. Now our sisters just go freely. It's free will now. They'll give it to anybody because they don't have the respect for their bodies that we once had, that the Lord wants us to have. You understand? The Lord said, you know, our women is precious above rubies. You understand that she's so precious that her foot shouldn't even have to touch the ground. You understand? That's how precious she is to us. But yet she'll let any man do whatever disgusting, vile thing to her. You understand? In today's world, when you're supposed to be the one thing that we can hold and say that nothing can destroy or manipulate this good thing that the Lord gave us. You understand? But right now, you can see with Freaknik, like the brother just brought out, they want to do another. You got people saying, "Let's do another Freaknik." Freaknik 2023.
I think they got one coming up in New York already.
Good night.
A little small one. I think they're doing it. And trust me, it's gonna be a trend because our people are destroyed, and I'm talking about we are mentally, spiritually destroyed. That we think that this is something that's gonna, women. First off, women are gonna use this for empowerment. This is what women use for empowerment. I could be a freak. I could be a slut. They got parades for sluts now. You could be a slut. I could be a whore. I could be whatever I want to be because it's my body, my choice. Yep. As long as I have a body and my choice, then I should be able to go to freak it. You know what I'm saying? But what's going to be horrible, and one of the most horrible things, and I ain't even going to say Salakia for saying it because Lord be with you. They're going to have a freak nick, and it's going to be so many AIDS that get passed around through that freak nick. It's going to be so many sexually transmitted diseases because that is the type of, mindset that we have as blacks and Hispanics today. We feel like men can't control their houses. Women think they run the whole goddamn world.
Damn right.
And kids run all of them. So, unless you're in this school, which we understand, hey, my rib get out of hand, hey, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth for 1 second. Sometimes that ain't, the world don't know that. So I'm telling you, these freak big things it's gonna get bigger. Just from this Hulu thing, it's America using, something that we did that we jammed ourselves up on, and they're gonna use it to actually to worsen us. We gonna be in bad shape now.
And I don't understand how we don't get the concept that everything that we do, the oppressor is going to use it to make us look like they have a reason to treat us the way that they treat us. And this is one of the things that they use it, man. Just like everybody knows that your sexuality, what the brother was bringing out was so heavy. They got a slut parade. Yeah. There's such thing as a slut parade, and there's women walking around here saying, yes, I'm a slut. What does it mean to be a slut? To have freedom of sexuality. I can have sex with whoever I want to, whenever I want to, because it's my body. This is what the brother is bringing out because it's a factual thing. Look it up. There's a slut parade. You understand? Now, here's the even hard part about the slut parade. The brother asks a sister, so do your parents know that you're a slut? And she said, well, I don't think so. What do you think they would say if they knew that you were a slut? I just hope they don't find out. That's shame. That's shame in that woman, that sister who knows that being a slut is not a good thing, knows that it's bad. You understand? And if you can't tell your parents, then it's probably something wrong with it. Or your kids. You understand? That's what all those sisters did when they was in Freaknik. They knew that they wanted to be, they were self-proclaimed sluts. They didn't care. They could do whatever they want with their body. And didn't know that down the line, 20 years later, that your kids and your grandkids was going to be watching you get nasty stuff done to you. I'm just going to keep it like that. I'm going to keep it PG-13. You understand? You didn't think that in your youth, that in your adolescent mindset, in your adolescent stage of life, that was going to creep back on you. Well, Hulu made sure it crept back on you. Right. You understand? You're going to be sitting there. I guarantee you're going to be sitting there telling your grandson, don't watch that. I don't want you to see something you don't want to see. Don't watch it. Like, and when you have to do that, which is the even more horrible thing about it is your grandson's going to watch it. He's going to see it. He's going to either see it on Hulu or they're going to chop it up and put it on TikTok. And your grandson's going to see it. Or they're going to chop it up and put it on Facebook. Your grandson's going to see your face plastered, being a whore. You understand? Now the best thing you can do is helping the fight that the Isupk is doing and telling these young sisters, man, your body is your body, but it's not your choice. It's the Lord's choice. Cover that damn thing up, man. Cover like our Blacks and Hispanic women, for the most part, don't have husbands in the household. For the most part, they have multiple sex partners. They don't have anything that's stable. You know why? Because you think it's your body, your choice. When in all actuality, it's your body, and everybody else chooses what they can do with your body. But you think that you have this esteem about yourself where I make these decisions when you're not making those decisions. See, the decisions you can make is to not give anybody your body until you're ready for them to be with you forever. In the school, in the Isupk, on the Community Junior Honda, these sisters give their body away one time. No more. They have one husband, and that husband is their husband forever. You understand? I hope none of these sisters wasn't on Freaknik. I pray they wasn't, but if they was, we don't know them sisters no more anyway, because they came into the school and whatever that disgusting thing they was before then, we don't know them anymore. Because some of us brothers was horrible too. Don't get me wrong. Some of the brothers was down there. A lot of our brothers was down there too. We escapade. We was down there putting our thumbs and fingers and whole, and everywhere we sing. So you know what's different about us is these brothers and sisters in here, man. Whatever they disgusting lives brought to them in the past, we came in here and we left that in the past, man. We left it in the world. You understand? Black and Hispanic, Native American sisters and brothers in here are perfect. We are the prime example of perfection because we can kill off that old man, and this new man that we are is a hell of a lot better than the one that we once was. And you better be lucky. You better be happy that Commander Junior Hunter took some of these brothers off the streets, because some of these brothers would have been the ones doing all type of things to your wives, doing all types of things to you, killing you, robbing you. These brothers in this school, man, if it wasn't for Commander Junior Hunter loving Christ so much, these brothers that's in this school, man, they would be out destroying the earth. You understand? Destroying our Black communities, but instead they choose to help build our communities back up. They choose to help restore the Valley of the Dry Bones. And these brothers and sisters out here who don't understand that you are more precious than you think you are. Yeah, right. You understand? This Hulu thing is about to make a lot of sisters look very bad, and brothers. You understand? What I hope that it does is I hope that it shows blacks and Hispanics that everything that you do wrong, this world has an eye on you for some reason. Just like the brother said, girls going wild. It was way more girls going wild. They had what, like 60, 70 of those tapes, man. 80.
I know every night it was the commercial was on for it.
And they put it on in the middle of the night, right when you got ready to go use the bathroom. You understand? As soon as you woke up to use the bathroom, it was girls going wild and pulling the breasts out with two happy faces on each breast, so you can't really see it because you got to get the tape. You understand? But that ain't magnified. Why isn't that magnified the way that they finna magnify for this freaknik? Because they're here to destroy you. You understand? Stop feeling like it's your body, your choice. The Lord is punishing whoever is in this freaknik video because it wasn't your body and it wasn't your choice. If it was your body and your choice, then Hulu has the rights to it right now. Mm-hmm. You understand? You don't have the rights to your body and your choice now. Now they can put whatever the hell they want to put on the TV, whether it's your nakedness, your nudeness, or whatever, because you just gave your body and your choice to the rest of the world. You understand?
Sloggy, I was just going to break out, like, it's a heavy scripture for a lot of women or whatever that was doing this freaknik stuff back in the days. They thought they got away with it. Mm-hmm. They thought it's 30 years later. They like, oh, yeah. You know, but the Bible, and I'm gonna paraphrase, it said, just because judgment wasn't executed expediently, mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? These sisters that got the judgment put on them, they got this judgment 30 years later.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why it's so important that you follow these law statutes and get this truth as fast as possible, because, you know, you might be doing something at 15, 16 years old, 20 years old today that might not come out to 30 years from now. Mm-hmm. And now your grandkids gonna see it. So, you know, don't think just because you ain't getting punished right away that you know, the Lord ain't gonna execute his judgment on you. He's gonna give it to you. You know, he's gonna give it to you. A lot of these women, if they would have got caught back then, they were so young-minded, they probably wouldn't even care. But guess how much it hurt worse when, you know, your daughter is watching you twerking yourself on Hulu, you know, or your son, or your husband. Your husband.
That's the shameful part of it.
I wasn't never no hoe. I wasn't a hoe back in my days. And then now the Hulu video come out, they was like, damn, I thought she was a church girl. You said she was a church girl.
Hulu done dry snitched on some of y'all. And half of them sisters gonna be in the Christian church. I'm gonna tell you right now, half of them sisters on that video, they have reclaimed their love for the Lord, and they in the Christian church wearing that big old hat, sitting in the pews right in front of you, where you can't even see the damn pastor because they hat so damn big. Half of those women are your Christian bulldaggers. They're your sisters in the front row. They was in the front row at that time too. Hulu is about to expose you. Your whole Christian church is gonna see that same hoe you were then. You just drugged that right into the Christian church. You understand? If you could give me that scripture, Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, so you can see what the brother is saying is absolutely true.
Come on, it's the book of I'm reading the scripture. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work.
Because what?
Sentence against an evil work.
Because the sentence wasn't given for your evil. I'm gonna let him read it just so you can get the whole gist of it. Read.
Come on. It's not executed expediently.
Because the sentence of your evil work wasn't given to you expediently, meaning it didn't happen right now. You understand? This is what the brother was bringing out about these sisters that was in freaknik. They thought they got away with it. This is 20 years later. They thought they got away with it. But still, the sentence now, 30 years this is 30 years later.
30, this was the 90s.
You understand? In 30 years later, these sisters is still about to get sentenced for their evil crimes, their evil works. Read.
Oh God. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
So because the Lord didn't kill you, here's the part that I love about this scripture. because this is what happens to us today. You understand? This is the reason why the Christian pastor tells you can eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. Because black people say, well, if God didn't want it when I ate it, he would kill me. This is why they think homosexuality is not punishable by death, because it says, well, if God didn't want me to have a relationship with another man, then he would kill me right away. Because the sentence is not brought to you expediently, it's not executed to you expediently. We believe that, you understand, that we can do whatever the hell we want to do. You understand? Because the judgment of the Most High is not coming to you in an expedient way. You believe that, you know, you can just do whatever the hell you want to, man. And this is what happened to the sisters that was in Freaknik. These sisters in Freaknik, all they thought, well, we was just being, you know, we was just being not teenagers, but college kids. And we were just chilling and hanging out and just having fun and doing what we want to do. And yet, behold, lo and behold, Hulu, 30 years later, has sentenced you to a crime that you didn't even know you was going to get sentenced to. You thought it was, I bet you 10 years ago, you thought that those tapes was lost. You understand? You thought that those tapes was no longer to be found. You thought now you in the Christian church. Your pastor will never see these. Your pastor will never see how disgusting of a person you was back in the Freaknik. You thought that secret was trapped and no one could see it anymore. But lo and behold, this scripture. Read the scripture from the top again.
God, it's like I was gonna say. They thought that secret was safe with their best friend Shaniqua, TT, and Tatiana, and all of them that was doing the Freaknik together. They thought it was a safe. Hey, we ain't gotta never tell nobody we did it. But Lord brought it out though.
And here's the even bigger part about it. All these videos came from, like he said, TT, Tatiana, all your friends. These was your friends, and you letting these drug dealers videotape you. You understand? And because you allowed that to happen, you know, of course, it was your body and your choice at that moment. Like I said, no longer your body and your choice now. So you sisters who's walking around this slut parade and say, well, it's my body and my choice. Just think 30 years later, your grandkids is going to watch some of these videos. You understand? This should be a testament to you, handed to you on a silver platter by your foremothers of what not to do. You understand? Read that again.
Oh, God, it's the book of Ecclesiastes, verse 8. Just like chapter 8, verse 11.
You got it.
Because sentence against an evil work is not executed expediently.
Because the sentence of the evil works that these sisters was doing, of course, they was in their adolescency, but these were still evil works according to the Lord. The Lord said that you should show your body to anybody but your husband. You understand? And now, you know, the sentence is being held against you thanks to Hulu. Hulu is going to make sure you're persecuted for the things that you did, even though the sentence wasn't given to you right then and there, even though you didn't get murdered right then and there. Some women got raped. Some women did get expedient sentencing. You understand?
Right.
But you ones who thought you got away with it, 30 years later, the Lord is still going to hand down your judgment. You understand? Read.
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
What does it mean that the hearts of the sons of men?
Go ahead. That's just saying that the hearts of the sons of, like, our oppressor. Would this be talking about the oppressor?
This will be
talking the sons of So this would be talking about us. So we're gonna be set to do evil because we don't get we don't get the punishment right away. We gonna feel like it's okay for us to do the evil. We can do evil because we ain't gonna get punished for it.
And what's the phrase that this is the staple phrase of Christianity. What's the staple phrase of Christianity?
God knows my heart.
That's the point. Yeah. Because the sons of men now, because we see that people that our brothers and sisters got leniency from the Lord, they got some time. They got some time to not be sentenced in a punishment. Because we got that time now, the Lord has mercy. You understand that? Grace. a grace period, and everybody wants to talk about a grace period because the Lord didn't punish you right away.
Right.
Well, 9 times out of 10, most of you brothers and sisters that do the evil works, you're not coming in here and following the law, statutes, and commandments. We got a small handful of brothers that came into this school. It's 26 brothers, if I'm not mistaken, 27 brothers in the Chicago school. Guess how many brothers in Chicago that is doing evil works every single day? Just take a guess, because
That's not in this school.
that's not in this school. Yeah, 26 sounds good, but there's so much more that we need to do to build up the society. Chicago should not have this many murders.
And Salaki, if I may, on top of that, as you said there, by Chicago having so big of a Black and Hispanic community in Chicago, we should be ever talking about it's only 26 brothers in this school.
That's the point.
We should be saying, hey, it's 126 brothers in this school, because the amount of brothers that's getting oppressed in Chicago, not only by our oppressor, but by our own people, you would think they would be running in here for this brotherhood, the amount of brotherhood that we give. Like, you would think they'd be running in here, and that's the reason why. And I mean, I had to just say that because this is the brotherhood class. Like, what the ISUPK brings to the table is trying to bring our Black, Hispanic, and Native American brothers back together. The 12 tribes of Israel. We try to show you what brotherhood is, because we don't know. We lost this. We lost that spirit when we was in slavery. We lost that spirit when we was forced to walk from Florida all the way to Mexico as Native American Indians.
Trail of Tears,
the Trail of Tears. We lost that when we got locked up in cages, down south at the border. As we still do today.
Damn right.
We got to understand that spirit. We don't know. It's something that's familiar, but we just don't know it. So for a brother to say, hey, I really care about you, I want you to come to the school so we can change your life, it's so hard for another brother to grasp that, because everybody who ever said something like that to them did what? They deceived them. You know what I'm saying? So our job is so hard as priests and prophets in the ISUPK, because we got to work for somebody. We got to try to bring in brothers who's been deceived all their life, not only by the oppressor, but by their own people.
Damn right.
Their own people deceived them.
Damn right.
So, it's just heavy. This a brotherhood class. I ain't been in the brotherhood class and I don't know how long.
I'm good. Look, I'm good to see you here, because me and this brother we did some brotherhood class together. Of course, this is my twin brother in the world, but who better to do a brotherhood class than with your own twin brother? This brother has been a brother to me for all my life. We walked into the school together. Amazing thing. We had Captain Zariak down here this week, and no matter how many times Captain Zariak see us, we try to explain. My brother, the way he found the truth was he saw all the brothers during Fire Weekend, and they was, they was at a spot. He got to meet Captain Zariak, and I've been telling him about Captain Zariak for so long. And now that's a story that comes out every time Cap comes around. He's like, hey, you the brother who brought us a bottle of strong, right? Cause he was, man, I can't forget y'all. And, you know what I'm saying? And that brotherhood right there shows you what this is all about. This is what we're building in here. You understand? This is something that came from a brother buying a bottle of strong. You understand? To build a relationship that me and him is benefiting off of. I was salty because I was watching the school before he even got in it. And he sent the picture like, look, I just took a picture with Cap. And I'm like, man, you know what? Whatever drove him, and for that reason, me and him went to class that next week and never left the school after that. So you understand, this is something that me and this brother, knowing what brotherhood feels like, because we've been raised as brothers, knowing that this felt just like that. You understand? And that's what the truth is doing. That's what Commander General Yohana is raising in here. Yeah, it's brothers to raise up brothers. If you can't sacrifice some of yourself to build another brother up, then there's no reason for you to be here. You understand? Give me Mark 12 and 31. You understand? The love for your brother is one of the most important things that we have. You understand? This is Christ. Christ taught brotherhood so much, and that's why I love reading the scriptures in the New Testament. The Marks and the Matthews and all these scriptures that's telling you what type of person Christ was as a brother. You understand? And how much he dedicated what he believed in and what he loved so much to his brothers, man. Because if it wasn't for that concept of brotherhood, Commander Junior Yohana, he would not have this much love in the ISUPK, where these brothers is coming together, fixing themselves. I just said earlier, we have brothers that was about their life.
True.
And that old person is no longer them anymore. Those brothers learn to love their brother. There's Hispanic brothers that used to fight black brothers. There's brothers that used to be Latin Kings and brothers that used to be GDs that used to fight against each other. We come in here, we learned that we one person. We come from one body, man. This is one body in here. You understand? Read.
Oh, God, you want to start at 30?
Yeah, go to 30.
This is Mark 12, verse 30. And thou shalt love the Lord.
Thou shalt what?
And thou shalt love the Lord.
You should love the Lord. You understand? This is that of course is the most important thing that we have, right? To love our power. Read.
Come. Thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul and with all thy mind.
With everything that you have to love the Lord. Your mind, your heart, your soul. You have to love the Lord to understand this concept of what's finna get broken down. All right, read.
Come and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment.
What did he say? With all thy what?
And with all thy strength.
This is the sacrifice. This is the sacrifice that you have to give. You have to give all your strength to the Lord. But this is going to also fall into what the next scripture says. Read.
God. Verse 31. And the second is like namely this. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Now, who was your neighbor that this speaks of in Mark? Go ahead.
Well, our neighbors was considered our brothers who we lived amongst. Our neighbors wasn't like now where I could have an Asian man standing there sitting next to me. We didn't live like that in the Old Testament or the New Testament. We stayed next to our own people.
You know what we lived in? We lived in segregation. We were segregated. The nation of Israel segregated themselves. This is the same thing that Martin Luther King screwed up. Segregation was for Martin Luther King. Segregation was a horrible thing because he couldn't live the lifestyle he wanted to live, which was taking those oppressor whores, those devils, and making them his. As long as we were separated, he could never have. He had a beautiful black woman at home. I don't understand. She probably smelled like cocoa butter and just like you had a beautiful woman at home, but you want to go smell dogs. You want to go smell a dog, a wet dog at that. And because he wanted the segregation to go away, we end up being destroyed. I just talked about it earlier. Tulsa, Oklahoma was Black Wall Street. You understand? We were so successful that that's the only battle that ever happened in American soil since America was established, where there were bombs dropped inside of communities in America. Was when blacks had so much success that the white man couldn't possibly allow that to happen.
It's like that didn't even happen during the Civil War. Like the Civil War,
right?
This how much that your oppressor is afraid of you. That they wouldn't do this to their own people, but they would do it to you.
Damn right.
This is why they gonna make that example out of you. We were just talking about this earlier. We was talking about the free nigga and the girls gone wild thing. They gonna put you in the microscope way more than they put their own.
Damn right.
They don't mind fighting they people hand and fist, but when it come to you, they gonna show that you a savage. So you are you to them. You have the it's okay to wipe you out. It's okay to wipe out a black man in America right now. It's okay to wipe out Eric Gardner for selling cigarettes. Why? Why is it okay to wipe out Eric Gardner for selling cigarettes? Because selling single cigarettes in America is illegal, right? So now he's an animal.
And what's so that's heavy what you bringing out, because every single one of those murders that happened with these police officers, every single one of them, they found evil within that just to show proof that they deserve to be killed. Now, when was the last time you heard that there's a law of a death penalty for selling a cigarette? I'm pretty sure you can go scramble through the whole Constitution and it's not going to say for selling something illegal, you should get murdered. You should get murdered for it. You understand? For Trayvon Martin for eating Skittles and having a hoodie on in a white neighborhood. You understand? When does that come to murder?
George Floyd, they said so-called he was high on drugs. Now I get it. That's fine. Let's say that's plausible. Let's say it's the truth. Anything that still never gives you, like, if a oppressor is high on drugs, he never dies.
Mm-hmm.
What do they say? He's mentally ill.
Or he's fighting depression.
He's fighting depression.
That's a good one
what's
for
the
them
brother?
all the time.
I mean, he ain't a brother. Dylan
Storm Roof.
That dude went in there and just did. He was mentally ill, right?
According to them. And here's the even worse part about that. They hugged that brother, man. Not only did they hug the brother, the police officers stopped at McDonald's so the brother could get his last cheeseburger before he go to jail, man. Like that's some people who love their people, man. Like we don't understand that concept of love. We just read the scripture where it said the race that we run, we run it all. Every nation runs this race. But one understands that even in wrongdoing, I got to make my race look better. I got to make it look better than that black man's race. When he killed somebody, he killed his own people. But we gonna make him look like a savage. But this devil walked into a church and shot the church up. I guess the Lord wasn't with your Christian pastor, huh? Because when you come, look, we gonna tell you we have high security measures. You ain't no devil walking in here. If a devil walking here with a gun, he
I ain't gonna say Lord be with him because I don't want the Lord to be with him.
I pray you choose another facility. Don't try this place. Under Commander Junior Honda, you will not win that fight at all. You just won't. Go down to the church down the street. I don't want you to, because we got brothers and sisters in there. But this ain't the place. It'll be the last time you ever bring a gun into an establishment. You understand? We don't play those games because the Lord is a man of war. And every man in here is a man of war. We have something to protect. We have the Lord's house to protect. And before we allow you to walk in here and destroy what the Lord has built, we're going to make sure that you don't exist anymore. If that's what you bring it to. And that's what the Lord has built for us. You understand? Right. Go ahead. Get some on now. The second of the greatest.
Okay. And the second is like, namely this, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
You should love your brothers like you love yourself. Your neighbors was your brothers. When the 12 tribes was created with Israel, all his sons had families. That was his grandkids, his nieces and nephew. Those brothers are your family members. This neighbor means the people who lives close within your vicinity. Now, I don't know too many neighborhoods that's black and Hispanic that have 50% white, 25% white, 25% black, 25% Asian. I don't know too many neighborhoods that have an equal balance of all nations inside of this neighborhood.
Right. And I think by having Martin Luther King and all of these things, this would made it even worse because we didn't have communities like that. Our communities were black communities.
That's the point.
No, even like we talk about this in Mark 12, but I'm talking about in the 50s, the 60s. It was black communities. It wasn't
right.
I mean, for a black family to stay in a white or oppressor's neighborhood, I mean, it was you was getting some flack. It was some stuff going on. Like they was trying to get you up out of there.
Yeah.
Whether they was burning stuff in your yard, whether they was intimidating you every single time you went down the street. Whether they was doing anything.
If I could, because you just hit on something. I was just watching this show, and it might have been a Tyler Perry show or something. It was on BET, but it was this black family that just moved into this white neighborhood. And what happened is the next door neighbors, they was white. They didn't want this black family to live in this neighborhood. This, of course, this brother listening to his rib, he like, she like, we ain't going nowhere. We ain't going. Now, the sister, the oppressor who lived next door, her husband was a murdered police officer who got murdered by this black guy, and her brother-in-law was also a police officer. It was like if me and you, if I got murdered, you were still a police officer. This police officer went over there and planted drugs on the brother to try to get them out the crib. They end up going over there, serving an illegal search warrant, put this brother in the squad car, didn't take him to the police department. These brothers took him to the woods to try to tell him, look, if you don't get out of our neighborhood, we're gonna kill you. Then we not playing. Like, that's how much this oppressor hates you. The Bible says they hunt our steps.
Yeah.
So what do you think they hunt our steps for? Because they don't want to be in a race with you. You understand? That's the whole point of it. Why Martin Luther King is trying to join us together. These oppressors do not want to be in a race with you. We the fastest. Who wants to be in a race with the fastest people on the face of the damn earth? Like, come on, the strongest people on the face of the earth, the most athletic people on the face of the earth, the best cookers, the best singers, the best rappers. Why? Who wants to get into a race with somebody who has this much skill? Slakia, go ahead.
Salakia, if I may say.
No, you got it.
The chosen people.
That's the point. We're the chosen people on the earth.
I was just gonna bring that as I was gonna just say the same thing. You know, our oppressor, of course, we know in the Bible they are skilled hunters. They are skilled hunters to today. Who are the most? I mean, what would be the most skilled thing for them to hunt? They didn't kill every goddamn animal on the earth.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't single handed. They take out lions. They take out tigers. They take out everything. What better to take out than God's chosen people? You know, and this is why they hunt us. See, what people don't understand is our oppressor don't hunt squirrels. Mm-hmm. They don't care about shooting a squirrel. You know what they want? They want the most prized possession to hang on their wall. To hang on their mantle is what they want. And who else to hang on their mantle to say, hey, I killed George Floyd. Mm-hmm. Well, I killed Laquan, McDonald. Mm-hmm. I killed Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, or any of these other sisters and brothers that was killed out here. What better than as a hunter to have that mantle hanging? Mm-hmm. They gonna get out.
Damn right.
But now they got this mantle to say, oh, you don't want to kill George Floyd.
And what does that show? What does that show them as a people? That they're winning the race.
They winning the race.
This is what it's showing them. This is why the Lord made it so relevant that we understood that this is a race. Go ahead,
Son, if I may, sir.
No, you got it.
If I may. I saw a story today.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was a young kid, teenager.
Mm-hmm.
He rang the wrong doorbell,
mm-hmm.
and they shot him, and he's fighting for his life now.
Mm-hmm.
And they locked him up, and they let him go. Now they're doing investigation on to see if the kid was peddling anything or something like at the wrong door. It was just an accident.
And we went over that earlier too. It's heavy that you brought that back at this point in time, because let me tell you something. When the Bible says that they hunt our steps, it's not saying they hunt our steps because it's something we didn't know that this is how it was in the past. And the Bible is meant for us to follow what happened in the past, make sure it doesn't happen in the future. Now, you got priests and prophets of the Lord that go out there and tell you that they hunt our steps, but yet you have these Christian pastors that still telling you to love everybody. Like, how does that make sense that God loves everybody, but you're the one that's dying going to pick your little brother up at the wrong door? If little Timmy can walk in a black neighborhood and won't nobody touch Timmy. Not one, I don't care how thuggish, how much of a gangbanger you is. Timmy can go on O Block right now and nobody will touch Timmy. You know how I know? We was on 71st Street doing a camp. It was oppressors in biker shorts walking their dog on 71st and Jeffrey. Everybody knows that 71st and Jeffrey is a predominantly black area. Timmy can walk on 71st and Jeffrey. But as soon as you decide to walk on the north side, as soon as you decide to walk in those areas where colors ain't allowed, then you die. That's how you know that when the Bible says they hunt our steps, that this is a living, breathing documentary of what has always happened to us every time we got amongst oppressors and wanted to join them. We died. This is a death penalty by the Lord. You understand? So what you're saying is absolutely right. That young brother that's fighting for his life right now, that young brother is fighting for his life because of Martin Luther King. He's fighting because Martin Luther King said that we should all be in the same neighborhoods, and if he went to go pick his brother up from an all black neighborhood, he wouldn't have got shot that day. But because and I think the oppressor was 80 years old. He was an old man too. He had no respect of the age that brother was. Man, that brother was 14, 15? He was young. He was a young brother. Yeah. You go and shoot, and what does that tell me? It tells me this. You didn't even give the brother a second to even say, I'm coming to pick up my little brother. You just shot. That's hunting. That's what cunning hunters do, right? They be real quiet and they make sure they hit their target. And that's what happened with that. I appreciate you bringing that out too, brother. You got anything else?
No. No.
Salakia. No, that was heavy. We brought that. We talked about that earlier, and that goes perfect with this because I was saying the Bible, the scripture we brought out with this race we run, we run it all. All nations runs this race. You understand? But only one get the prize. You understand? And right now, the white man, the so-called oppressor, well, not the so-called oppressor, because he is the oppressor. He oppresses air, water, whales, people, ducks, geese. Everybody understands that this is the most evilest bastard on the face of the earth. Everybody understands that the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Everyone does, except for blacks and Hispanics. Go ahead.
So, if I may, real quick, just to since we on this topic, like the biggest problem for our blacks, like our people, the 12 tribes of Israel, is like everybody else knows who the oppressor is, first off. Mm-hmm. Secondly, nobody else wants to be equal with nobody. Mm-hmm. Like nobody. Mm-hmm. Ask the Asian, do they want to be equal with an African American, a so-called African American, or a so-called Hispanic, or whatever. Ask a East Indian that work at 7-Eleven that own about 3 of the 7-Elevens on the damn expressway. Ask them, do you want to be just like black people? And just ask them. Like I pray that General Muhammad has given us that task one day to ask, to go out and talk to people, East Indians or the Japanese, or Asians, or whatever, Chinese, and ask them, hey, do you want to be like blacks or Hispanics?
Should we join together?
Should we come together? And you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna tell you, hell no. You think a Chinese person want to be ridiculed or put in position where every single time they try? I've never even really seen a Chinese person get pulled over before. And I heard they're the worst drivers of all time.
Here's the even worse issue with that. Everybody has a power. Every nation of people has a power, and everybody's goal is to make sure that everybody knows who their power is, because they want their power to be known as the highest power, right? You got Muslims, you got Arabs who love Allah, and Allah is their high power. He's the one that when they walk around that cube or rock or whatever you want to call it, the stone, and kiss that stone, and all these Arabs done kissed it, ain't brushed their damn teeth. That's the rock that instills Allah, because to y'all, Kaaba means house. It means this is where God lives for y'all. You understand? The Bible says you shouldn't worship rock or stone, wood or stone. You understand? You have the Chinese and Asians. The Asians, they love Buddha and what's some of the Shiva and all.
That's I think
that's East Indians.
Yep.
And y'all praise these guys as the Most High God. Shiva just got pushed over into a lake last year. Your God got defeated. You understand? By your own people. Buddha is a fat man who all he does is sit and eat all goddamn day. How can you be a power when you just too busy eating everything? I'm not following that. Yeah. You understand? But the one true God that we actually have, blacks and Hispanics, will not allow him to be your God. This God is a man of war. You know why you don't understand that this is your God? Because you don't know that a man of war is somebody who your father should have been. But instead, the oppressor kicked your father out of the house. That's right. You understand? That your God is somebody who has compassion on his own. But you wouldn't know because the oppressor kicked him out of your house. So guess what you had to look up to? You had to look up to
Reverend T-Bone.
Reverend T-Bone. And Bishop Porkchop.
Bishop Porkchop.
And Bishop Porkchop and Reverend T-Bone did not show you a man of war.
God.
He showed you a man of a feminine man who will not protect his household. You understand?
That's right.
And because Commander General Yohana held his sword, now we have something to hold on to show why we feel this warrior spirit inside of us. We're warriors because our father is a warrior.
That's right.
If you come from a warrior, then most likely you're going to be a warrior.
You understand? But you got to know you're a warrior first. You understand? It's like
it was the thing they always say. Cat Williams said on this one stand up with the one tiger. He said,
yeah.
He said he got the tiger caged up, and he said the tiger thinking to himself like, I don't feel like a tiger. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could a tiger or a lion that's caged up feel like a tiger or a lion? Like, lions are kings of the jungle. How could you feel like a lion caged up? You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing you see our people like in America. They understood. One thing our oppressor knew what they understood is they know how to take something that's very powerful and very strong, and and what's the word I want to use? Just kind of
delicate.
Just take his power from him. Just to suck the power out of him. Like Hispanics, to me, are some of the great. I mean, they are the greatest, one of the greatest people of all time, of course, because they God's chosen people. But just think about the things that the Hispanic brothers have brought to this earth, and to see them in dog cages till 2023, they still. And they didn't vote for Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton. They say he was the first black president. Black people, we'll make anybody black because he smoked weed, because he do drugs.
What's crazy about that? Bill Clinton gets to be black because he smokes marijuana.
Oh yeah, and he played the saxophone.
And he played the saxophone because they said he had a little season in him. You know what I'm saying? He could blow the saxophone. Now, we were just talking about how they magnify everything black people do. Black people actually ran with this when they was like, Bill Clinton is the first black president because he smoked weed. How many stand-ups did you hear where it said this?
Yeah.
You just magnifying that Bill Clinton is a fucking drug addict because he does the same drugs that black people do. You understand? And it magnified. It's the same thing we talked about with the Freaknik. Freaknik, Girls Gone Wild was way worse than Freaknik. Way worse than Freaknik. You remember Girls Gone Wild in the middle of the night, waking up. Girls Gone Wild was on. It was a new one out damn near every month. But then Freaknik comes, where you got all these women who's doing less disgusting things than these damn devils is doing.
We say almost as I don't know, because like
we didn't look. Yeah, I didn't watch Girls Gone Wild. I never really liked watching devils anyway.
Off the commercial I'm going off of, it was
gory. It was probably nasty. You understand? But why ain't Hulu making a program about that? Why Hulu ain't making a program about Girls Gone Wild, man? Go ahead.
If I can, sir, because there's a lawsuit. Those girls were saying that the producer of Girls Gone Wild he's being sued, and he's living in Mexico, and they can't get a hold of him. That's why.
So here's my question. Even with that, then, why didn't we take the same tactics as the Freaknik people to have a lawsuit against Hulu? You know why? Because it wouldn't have never stood up. Guess who runs the judicial system?
The reason why is because when it comes to documentaries, and this is something I looked up. When it comes to documentaries, because it's a bunch of tapes put together to make this documentary. It's not necessarily on Hulu because the tapes was already made. All they did was did a documentary and put the tape together. Now I'm gonna tell you what the issue is with the Girls Gone Wild thing. You said he in Mexico, right, or whatever's going on. Here's the problem, though. That's America telling you he's in Mexico, and that's America telling you that's why they can't do this. Because you really think, as oppressor, you gonna let your women go out like that? Like, if you run the work, if you as a black man run this building right here, and it maybe certain things happen here with the oppressor, certain things happen here with your people. You gonna let your people go down? No,
and you gotta not gonna do that. And you gotta remember something. Those sisters that was in, not sisters, those devils that was in Girls Gone Wild, those were college girls.
It was college,
which means they're prominent in our society right now. Yeah. So those prominent women who was at Stanford and that was at Harvard and all those little nasty little white girls, they are judges now. Yeah. They're prosecutors. They're state prosecutors and stuff like that. You know that. You know the white man is not gonna put their people in the light like that. But yet
That's why the Bible says that we mourn, Judah mourn in our gates language. We don't have that type of protection. That's why Freak Niggas about to get posted on Hulu, because where the hell is TD Jakes? Where's TD Jakes? Where's Al Sharpton? Where's all these people that every time a police officer shoots a black man, he's supporting everything that, that's pro-black. But now this is more pro-black than anything this is something that should be shut down. This is something that should be shut down, and I don't see the leaders. You understand? So now they wait for Commander Junior Hunter to bring to sick his priests on people for us to say that this is the wrong thing to do when everybody knows that this is wrong. There's no way that Hulu don't think that this is something that is very wrong to do, to put somebody 30 years ago, put their naked bodies on the screen, and they got grandkids and kids that's out there.
Salaki, you got to remember something as well too. Out of Hulu is the one that came out with the what's the show with African dude playing a drug dealer? What's his name? Snowfall.
Mm-hmm.
They the one came out like. Let's not get it twisted. Hulu always been the channel to show us in this type of light.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I mean, of course they're gonna come out with something like this. They know people got to watch out for what they look at and what they watch. I know we love Snowfall and all that stuff. I know some niggas love the freak dick. You know what I'm saying? I love some women. Don't get me wrong. Like, we love women too.
Yeah.
But what I won't do is I will not exploit the sexuality of my sisters just to show, you know what I'm saying, just to make money. I would never do that.
And you got to realize
I wouldn't do it, period.
That these women have husbands and families and stuff now, man. Like, for me to watch that, I'm sinning.
Yeah, you said it.
I'm sinning watching somebody else's wife, in her being not having the understanding and not being mature enough to understand that this was a wrong act. I'm sitting here watching somebody's wife, man, butthole naked in the middle of the street. I'm not gonna watch it because I don't believe in the blasphemy of my sisters. Like, I don't believe in even watching anything like that with my sisters. You understand? Go ahead.
It's powerful what you're bringing out.
Well, I appreciate that.
But it goes to show you that who's behind Hulu, who runs Hulu, and who wants to expose the evil and the wickedness of their evil and cunning mind.
Damn right. We know the so-called Jewish man, he's behind all of this. You understand? We were just out on the street, and there was a little Jewish boy who did not want to allow us to speak. But here's the thing about you, Jewish man. I'm gonna tell you, you can cut my Monday classes every week if you want to. I'm gonna tell you something. As cunning as you think you are, you ain't doing nothing but helping us. Because everything that you do to try to destroy blacks and Hispanics, man, we use that just to build blacks and Hispanics up. If I get 2 or 3 blacks and Hispanics in this school, we just got it's like we just won a race.
We won a race.
And this is what we've been talking about all day, right? Winning the race, winning the contest. You gotta remember Salakia, Jeremiah. Joshua. Y'all remember Joshua had what, 300 men?
King David had 300 men.
Walls of Jericho.
David had 300 men. Though. I know what you're talking about. But with Jericho, he went through Jericho, and basically he
didn't have the sufficient amount of soldiers to win that
take over. Yeah, to take over that.
But here's the thing that people don't understand: God, the Most High, does not need soldiers to match up to your soldiers, because our soldiers are superheroes.
Damn right.
You understand? Any man who's willing to walk out of the world and say, I want this instead of that, who says, I don't care about what my mama told me to do, with my grandma, with my kids, what none of them told me to do, I want to be a superhero for the Most High. You only need 300 for 1,000. It said for, what do you say, one for 1,000.
So like, if I may, that's just
Go
so
ahead.
if I may, because it's so heavy what you break it out. That you brought up the Jericho joint with Joshua. With this was after Moses. Of course, this was right after Moses. Was relieving his duties. And now Joshua became the leader over Israel. Like the Lord told Joshua to do something, and he followed the order. He followed the order.
Damn right.
He followed. I'm thinking out that camp sometimes. A lot. He followed the order that show you something. How many brothers do you understand? And hey, you could say like, this is what you got to understand as a leader. This is why the real leaders are in the ISUPK.
Damn right.
Because we understand things like this. How many brothers you think said, man, we walk around this joint about 6, 7, 4, 5 days, all right, nothing happening with you. Why you keep on getting us walking around this joint? Like, what are we doing? You think Joshua was like, no, you know, all right, we gonna stop there, yeah, because ain't nothing really happened. Joshua said, no, I'm following the Lord.
Follow the order.
The Lord told me to do this. I'm gonna continue to do this.
Right.
Here's the issue with the black leaders in that's not in the ISUPK. The black leaders that's not in the ISUPK, only orders they know how to follow is the white man order. They have no other order they know how to follow.
That's the point.
We follow the Lord's order, and every order that we follow from the Lord, that comes from Commander Junior Hunter. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been in this. We going on 4 years. Me and my twin brother coming into this school. I've seen miracles since I've been in this school. Like stuff that Commander Junior Hunter said came to pass.
Damn right.
I'm talking about we sit here and talk about all the time. Like, hey, you remember when we first got in? He said this was gonna happen, and it happened. Like that's because the Commander Junior Hunter has the Lord with him. Your Christian pastor do not have the Lord with him.
Damn right.
That's why it's so many women in his church that's getting raped. That's why it's so many kids that's on drugs in his church. Ain't no kids in the ISUPK on drugs.
Damn right.
Ain't no women getting raped in the ISUPK.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between your Christian pastor and our church. We having a brotherhood class. This brotherhood class is trying to teach you what do you need to go to get brotherhood. If you going to the Christian church to get brotherhood, you are sadly mistaken.
You're gonna get sisterhood.
You're gonna get sisterhood.
That's what you're gonna get in the Christian church. The Christian church, it emasculates men, and it makes you the woman of your relationship. And if it's two women that's in a relationship, it's homosexuality. I'm sorry to tell you. So T.D. Jakes, you thought you were setting the trend because now you can wear skinny jeans and your crocodile shoes,
fanny packs.
But your wife runs your household. Wow. There's 2 women running the household.
2 of them.
You understand? Wow. Dwayne Wade. You know why his son became a woman, wanted to be a woman? Because he saw 2 feminine people that was leading over him. So he wanted to be just like that feminine person that was leading over him. It's 2 of them. Dwayne Wade, you're feminine too. The day you came out with the pink hair, that showed me everything.
That's so sad because we grew up. We went to the same schools, everything. Dwayne Wade.
We grew up with the
me and him. We went to school with Dwayne Wade. Like played on the same basketball teams, had the same basketball coaches, everything. And in our mind, we like, it's another brother that just made it. But this, like, I totally like would never like. I just totally disown that brother, man. Because first off, you know, you took a life. To me, in my mind, you took a life to me. You took, and to be so gangster with it, you took your own kids' life. You took a man that could be a warrior, and you just totally, you defiled him. Because guess what's going to happen next? I mean, Lord willing, this don't happen because his mother fighting, foot and nail, she fighting. But they trying to get him a sex change. Man, if he get that kid a sex change, it's over with.
That kid's gonna commit suicide.
He gonna commit suicide at 21 years old.
I'm gonna tell you, he's gonna commit suicide if they allow this to happen. I hate to say it, but if this brother is way too young to even understand what his sexuality is, and if you wait and get this brother get a sex change, he is gonna commit suicide from depression because he felt like he made mistakes that he can't get back now. He's gonna feel like his life is over with. Like we are in a real bad jam, man, right now. You understand? And that's why it's so heavy that these brothers is walking to this school every single day. Because without y'all brothers, man, I wouldn't know how important this is. Go ahead.
If I make sure, Salaki, if I make sure, I have a very precept that I'd like to bring out.
You got it.
You going over time?
Second Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14.
Hold on, let me get that with you. Slide. All right, go ahead.
Second Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name.
He said if what?
If my people.
That's a possessive word, ain't it?
Gone.
So if here's what I want to bring out before you even keep going. If he say it's my people, then that's such thing as somebody who's not his people, right? So if the Christian pastor keep telling me that God loves everybody, the Lord is telling you that I only have there's people that's my people. You understand? Go ahead.
From the top. If my people, which are called by my name.
Called by what?
My name.
By his name. That's your father. Not only is this his people, this is his sons and daughters. He's a father to somebody. Because you're named after your father. I'm named after my father. You're named after your father, right? These people who are called by my name, because these are his children. Everybody else ain't shit to him. Salakia. Go ahead, read.
Shall humble themselves and pray.
Shall what?
Humble themselves and pray.
What does it mean to humble yourselves? Go ahead.
Just humility, showing humility, just being humble, just not being argumentative.
So somebody who's not in the school, what does it mean to humble yourself to something?
Let's look it up.
Salakia. And let's just even look and let's even look into the. If you were in the school, to humble yourself means to what? If you're a trooper, then you sit the fuck back and listen. You get taught. As a student in this school, you get taught. As a 500, you learn from 1,000. As 1,000, you learn from a 5,000. You humble yourself. And then I'm not just trying to make it as if it's a rank. I'm just saying in general, when you got a man that knows that has knowledge, the knowledge that you don't have, sometimes you have to humble yourself and learn and sit back and listen instead of always wanting to be the one to talk. That's something that we all learn coming into the school. That it's cool to raise your hand 1 million times, because I want a young brother to raise their hand 1 million times, but you got to listen. You don't raise your hand 1 million times and I never see you write a note down.
Now, what I'm gonna say about the humble part, because nobody still gave me the answer. What does it mean to be humble?
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
If I may.
Go ahead.
It's respectful, meek, submissive.
Submissive. That's what humble is. Right. That's what humble is. So if you humble yourself to the Lord and pray, right? I mean, if I submit myself to the Most High, if I do everything, what does it mean to submit? I have to do everything He told me to do, right? It's just like you ask your wife. You want your wife to submit to you, right? You want her to be humble, which means even if I don't feel, even if it hurts, I still gonna do what was told to me. I'm still gonna follow the damn order. That's what it means to submit and be humble in this school. To follow the damn order, even if it doesn't feel good. Read.
And seek my face.
And seek what?
Seek my face.
Now, of course, we will never see the Lord's face. But what does it? But what does it mean to seek His face? What does your face represent? I can answer. I'm asking. Do you know what
His face is? Seeking the word of the Lord.
But what does your face represent?
Your identity.
That's the point. That's the point. Read.
And seek my face and turn from their wicked ways.
From whose wicked ways? Read. You said
turn from their wicked ways.
Whose wicked ways?
Our wicked ways.
No, say it again. Say it again.
Oh, and turn from their wicked ways.
From their wicked ways. Because when the Lord has an identity and He's pushing you into this identity, the only way that you can turn from their wicked ways is if you're looking at somebody else's identity and thinking it's yours, right? So how can I know that this is my identity if I'm trying to be one with the oppressor? If I'm trying to join hand in hand, if equality is even on the table. The Lord said there's no such thing as equality.
No such thing.
But Martin Luther King said that blacks and whites and Jews and Gentiles and Protestants and Catholics should all come together singing in a Negro spirit. How the hell can the Jewish man sing a Negro spirit? You wasn't in the damn cotton fields with us. You understand? Ricky, go ahead. You can keep going.
Turn from their wicked ways. Then will I hear from heaven.
You hear from what?
Hear from heaven.
Go ahead.
And will forgive their sin. And I will heal their land.
And you will what?
Heal their land.
Then this land that we speak of is what?
Babylon.
No, Babylon gonna get it. He ain't gonna do no healing of Babylon.
Israel.
That's what he gonna heal. because that's our land. It's given to us, right? We're gonna run the
Khan.
world, of course, but of course, it's gonna come a point in time we're gonna have to heal the land from all of those Edomites that's in there.
Khan.
You understand? Babylon going down. I don't want to be a part of this. I do not want to be a part of this because Babylon is falling to rise no more. We say this all the time. You know why Babylon is going to fall? Because of the iniquity. It said there's blood in the dirt of Babylon from all the murders of the Native American Indians. The Trail of Tears. It was so many Native American Indians that was killed that they cried all the way to the walk.
It was 77 million.
77, somewhere on the lines of 77 million. The transatlantic slave trade.
Hundreds of
200 million.
200 million.
Killed in slavery. Like this place has to be destroyed. Because the only way, I forget the scripture, so I ain't gonna bring it out. But the only way that you can cleanse this land is by destroying it. There's so much blood on in this land, man, that the only way that you can even cleanse this land is to just destroy it. Turn the dirt over. You have to gotta go get a hoe and do this. You gotta flip the dirt. When the Lord get his lick back, then it'll be cleansed. You understand?
Yeah, right.
Slocky, that was it on that. You had anything else?
I ain't got nothing else. Do I got anything else? Blah. I mean, just what you was bringing down. It's been an honor being in this. Like I said, I ain't need a brotherhood class in a minute, but of course, you know what I'm saying. It's always, it is what it is when we get on the ones and twos together. So I appreciate you having me here. The young man coming through today. You know what I'm saying. This brother be in class. I don't know. This brother be in class.
He's a diligent brother, man. This is a diligent brother, man. We look. I see your diligence in coming into the class and making sure that you know what I'm saying, learning your family. You know what I'm saying? You not, of course, you knew who you was before you came into the school. You understand? But the thing that I love about you is, your diligence. You come in here and you raise your hand, you ask questions, you do whatever you need to do, man. And I'm gonna tell you, I feel like any brother in here like that, you on your way, man. I can't wait to hear you start speaking and all, man. It's just gonna put a smile on my face because you like the excellency that you have proven to us already at this stage of your time. I'm telling you, man. I see nothing but great things for you. Keep on moving the way you're moving. Shit, it means a lot to us. Believe me. If you think people ain't look, Cap Malquad, you know what Malquad means, right? It means focus.
Oh yeah, focus.
Cap Malquad sees everything. That's one thing about him. You think he don't see things, he sees everything. So continue to do what you're doing, man. Keep coming up in this truth, man. You the next superhero to raise your brothers and sisters up, man. And that's what your calling is. Keep on moving that way. You understand? All right, with that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Priest and Officer of 1,000, a rumble one.